I take it that you like that band.
Oh, I love them, man. That's great, man. I tell you, I felt like I was in a race car.
Did you?
Yeah, great. I thought I was going to roll over right there at the last. Man, that thing was wounding out, and that's a real race car song. You know, it's one of the best written songs that I've heard in a long time. Don Von Tress and Tony Hazelton wrote the song, and I fell in love with it as soon as I heard it because it's such a underdog song about this old boy from Arkansas, you know, and he believes in his dream, and you know, he just keeps on going, and finally he's the fastest horse in a one-horse town. It's just a real cool story.
Well, I was wondering if it worked out this way, because I know Don writes a lot of your songs. I wonder if you asked him to write this for you for this album.
No, actually not. As a matter of fact, you know, Don's out on tour with us, and it just kind of happened like a lot of the things in my life. I don't have any coincidences anymore, and it was just kind of a meant to be thing. And I'd mentioned to him I was doing this album. He said, well, they've had one on hold over there, but nobody's cut it yet. And I told him I'd like to hear it, and I listened to the song, and just because of that last hook, man, when the old boy comes around and finally wins the Daytona, I just thought it was such a cool underdog story that I fell in love with the song.
All right, now tell me, where do you run wide open?
Well, I've been running wide open. I have man, I've been through something spiritual today, man. I've been running wide open. I've been, after rehearsal today, I was standing out there, and something was calling me over at the Opryland Park over there. And next thing I knew, me and my tennis shoes was jumping across that creek back there, and I went walking through the park. And man, it was great, man. I got to meet a lot of fans, and we did some pictures. And just the mind-boggling part was there was this old boy named Richard that was the security guard at Roy Acuff's museum, his personal museum.
Yeah, right over here in the park.
And he had seen me going through there and this and that, and he said, hey, man, you want to see some stuff in here? He said, this is closed because they're doing some remodeling, but you can come in and look around if you like. And so he took me in there, Richard did, and well, I'll tell you, man, I wasn't but about 10 steps in that building before I started feeling some real special vibe in there, and I felt like Mr. Acuff was right in there with me. And it was as close to the king of country music as I'll ever be. I felt like Roy Acuff was in there, and I got to pick up some old banjos, some old fiddles, some old mandolins that he had held himself, you know, and touched a suit that Hank Williams Sr. had worn himself, and it was just a real special vibe. It was spiritual. There's nothing short of it.
You never got to meet Roy Acuff before?
Yes, I did. As a matter of fact, I'm going to have to make a plea here on public television. There was a photographer that took a picture of me and Mr. Acuff together. It was right after Achy Breaky had came out, and I remember he said, that's a good song, boy. And somebody took a picture of us, and I seen it one time in a magazine or somewhere, but I don't have a copy of it. So if there's anybody out there that's got that picture of me and Mr. Acuff together, I sure would like a copy of it.
We'll try to find it for you.
Great. It was weird, and the strangest thing about it, you know Connie that works here on the show, you know, I came back here, I had chill bumps all over me, and I was freaking out, you know, telling them what I'd been through, and Connie had told me a story that was in Ralph Emery's book about the day that Mr. Acuff died, and she had said that the creek back here had turned red, and blood red the day that he died, and she went and got Ralph Emery's book and brought it back there so I could read this segment about what happened, and the craziest part of it all is Roy Acuff died on the very day, November the 23rd, 1992, the very day that Destiny Hope Cyrus was born.
Oh, my heavens.
And that just freaked me out.
Gosh.
You know, I've never seen you pumped up like this, buddy. I'd be afraid to take your pulse and check your blood pressure right now. I really would.
Well, I tell you, man, I really just felt like, you know, just going through there, it was nothing short of, I just felt blessed. I told the man, I hope Richard don't think I'm crazy, but I just kept telling him. He kept apologizing because things were laid out and there was, you know, stuff that wasn't all organized. And I told him, I said, no, for an old hillbilly from Flatwoods to get to come through here and touch these things and hold these things and feel these feelings. I know there was a time I was knelt on a knee there, and I just thought I was just going to bust out in tears because it just felt so close to the king of country music.
Well, thank you for sharing.
Well, you know what? I'm glad you're telling me this, because I will tell you this. A couple of years ago, a television writer raked me over the coals for saying that I felt that there was something very spiritual and oftentimes healing about country music and about the country music stars. He thought I was really stupid, and I'm glad there's somebody else out there who feels the same way I do about the kind of music.
I believe, yeah, absolutely.
Billy Ray, we're about ready to go to break here, and as we do, as we approach the break, I need you to do something.
You can do it from right here. You can just stay right here.
Bernice,
Bernice, come here.
come on down here a minute.
Oh!
Tell Billy Ray what it is.
Should I go get Bernice?
No, sit right here.
Let's wait
Sit
right here. Let's wait right here. We're gonna bring Bernice on down here, okay? Because at the beginning of the show, Bernice said something. She just wanted to touch Billy Ray Cyrus. You know, now Bernice is visiting from Emerson, Georgia. So we thought we'd get Bernice on down here to meet you real quick as we go to break. Okay? You want to do that? Just go right down here? Okay.
Hi, Bernice.
Okay.
How are you doing?
Okay. As the lovely couple dances, we'll take a break. Billy Ray Cyrus, we'll be back in a minute. Don't go away.
Cyrus in a city near you. Up next, Rick Trevino kicks it into high gear.